Alright, welcome back to the daily video. While editing, I realized that the footage that you are looking at right now has lost its audio. I'm not sure why, but it's alright, I'm just gonna do a voiceover right now and then hopefully it turns out even better. So today's topic is about my first ventures into my 2B, getting my 2B license. I'm gonna just give an overall overview about my time taking the 2B license and some tips and tricks that I will publish in subsequent videos down the line. So to start off with a bit of a background, I actually got my driver's license. I've been driving since 2018, 2021, actually maybe earlier, anyways, but it's been like 5 years. So yeah, I decided to take my 2B license earlier this year in February after my neighbors and some friends convinced me by taking me on their ride. So it was pretty easy and I had a blast. So yeah, went to CDC. Yeah, I took my lesson at CDC, signed up, enroll. I wanted to get it over and done with fast, so I enrolled in late February and I've managed to get my 2B license on either 25th May or 26th May. I can't remember the date, but yeah, I got it in by May. So March, April, May, 3 months, exactly about 3 months, 3 months or less. So here I'm gonna give some tips and tricks to fellow 2B learners. Hopefully you pick a thing or two, you learn a thing or two, as I feel that I could have done it just a tad faster. Alright, so my tip number one will be knowing the flow chart of the 2B license course. So I think the flow chart can be found easily on the website or in certain chat groups. Really study the chart well and then know when and where you can do the particular segment of the license, the course. So for instance, I remember lagging a bit on like a few days for booking my internal evaluation just because I forgot about it after taking both the theory A and B. So things like that which could actually like drag out your time of your license, because ultimately when I finished all my practical lessons 1 to 8, I ended up having to wait because my RTT wasn't cleared because of the delay from my internal evaluation, which led to the delay of my RTT. So even though I completed all the practical lessons from 1 to 8, I still had to wait out for my RTT to pass. So yeah, that's the very first tip. I would say know the mind map well and then see where you're at, whether you need to take the BTT, RTT, and see where you're at and really not waste time and book and go for the necessary segment. Alright, moving on to tip number 2. This will be more on the practical side, meaning lesson 1 to 8 when you're actually on the bike and learning the bike. So I won't go into specific like lesson wise because I think the instructors are the best at it. For my time at CDC, the instructors were fantastic. I've not come across an instructor that was just passing time or just going through the motion. I really had a good time learning from them, and I believe you guys will too. So my first tip will be preparing your mindset, having a good mindset before taking the 2B license. For example, having confidence like, oh, this is a huge one. So for example, when the instructors are explaining or demonstrating the course or the particular lesson, pay close attention to what they are looking out for and what they actually want, because I've noticed like other students, like because at the circuit there's a lot of things going on. There's like cars driving past, there's other learners going around, so it can be quite distracting, especially when some of the bikes are like falling over, instructors are shouting all over the place. So stay focused on your instructor, listen to them, look out for what they're looking for in order for them to pass you, to clear the lesson, because it's not a very nice feeling or having to repeat lessons just because you did the wrong move, or you wasn't clear, or you didn't understand the instructions clearly. On the next tip will be to ask questions. I remember during my time earlier this year, I've asked like a lot of questions. You need not have to ask like during the demonstration or when everybody's there, but after the lesson, if you have some doubts, just stop any instructor. They'll be more than willing to clarify. I remember asking a question on like checking the blind spot when I was exiting the band, and he gave me a tip, and I took that tip with me ever since. So the last tip that I have that I think is very useful and very practical to have is to watch YouTube videos on basic motorcycle knowledge. For instance, like changing gear. That was huge for me. Before going before going for my first lesson, even though I can't practice it on a bike, but watching the video just helps me like prep my mind and know what to expect. But still be open-minded when the instructor is teaching you, and yeah, you pick up way faster than the others, and that's something that I feel that I was able to do. And then by doing that, the instructors take notice and they will most likely pass you for the test. Alright, so that's it for my first recap of getting a 2B license in as fast as possible. I'll probably do a few more videos on this. If you have any questions, just feel free to drop them in the comment section below, and I'll try my best to answer them. Alright, see you in the next video.